What's up guys, I'm back with another video, and today I'm discussing the fact that a little over a week ago I upgraded my phone from the iPhone 14 Pro to the iPhone 16 Pro. I wanted to give you guys two reasons why I upgraded, two reasons kind of disappointment for the upgrade, and then a surprising reason as to why I'm glad I upgraded to this phone. So I had the iPhone 14 Pro, and it was a pretty good phone. My problem with it was that the battery life was going down on it, and while I could have spent money and gotten the battery replaced, I had been wanting to upgrade my iPhone for a little while and decided that when the 16 Pro came out, that's what I was going to do. Now, Apple touted that the iPhone 16 Pro Max was the best battery life in an iPhone. And with my iPhone 14 Pro, I was unplugging the phone at 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, and then having to plug it back in at around probably 10:15, just to have enough battery power to last through the rest of my workday. Now, when I upgraded to the iPhone 14 Pro, what I've noticed is I tend to charge the phone up to about 100% at night, take it off the charger, leave it beside my bed, and then pick it up around 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning, continue with my day, and I have about 40% battery life left around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Still has quite a bit of battery power left. Definitely not near 100. If I didn't have to use it so much for phone calls and text messages for my work, maybe might have a little bit more battery power in it. But overall, I'm really impressed with the battery life that this phone has. It doesn't last as long as the Pro Max does, as I've seen online, but it's still got extremely great battery power. Let's talk about a reason why this phone is a little bit disappointing. I've stuck with iPhone for a while, and in one of my next videos I will discuss why I switched to iPhones and iOS and Apple products completely on my mobile devices, tablets, computers, stuff like that. But one thing with the iPhone that is starting to become more and more apparent is the fact that they've gone very, very safe with their design. As I take this out of the case, if I take and lay it down like this, would you be able to, from this shot, tell me what iPhone model this is? Probably not. And part of the reason for that is that Apple has gone very safe with their design in their products. You have Samsung that's come out with foldable phones, as well as many other manufacturers. You have other innovations happening, and iPhone has stuck with this candy bar shaped phone that overall is the same all around as with their other phones. Now granted, they did remove the toggle switch and put a button on the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. You can do different things with the action button, and with the 16 models they added the camera button on the side. Now the thing that they did with the 15 as well as the 16s is they added USB-C charging instead of lightning charging. So other than that though, it's become a very safe design. Now for some that's a pretty good thing. For others, it's a little bit of a turnoff in that manner. So that's one of the things that I would have liked to have seen Apple do, is maybe step a little bit outside of their comfort zone in kind of the design of it. There's not much you can do, but I really hope that soon Apple decides to get on board with, you know, maybe keeping this design, but also maybe adding a foldable to the line as well, because there are a lot of things that are enticing towards people towards Samsung and towards those other flagship phones that have that foldable design. So maybe it's something they'll come up with in the future. Now, number two, as far as the good things and the bad things, is actually kind of combined. Part of the reason I wanted to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro was for Apple Intelligence. Now, how is this part of the bad and part of the good? Part of the good is that Apple Intelligence is coming to iOS devices very, very soon. It's supposed to come out with iOS 18.1, which is supposed to be released in October of 2024. The problem is that all of the advertising is done around Apple Intelligence for the iPhone 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max, and the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus models. While I am excited to see the different things that you can do with Apple Intelligence, as we've seen advertised for Samsung and their AI and Google and their AI, leaning so heavily upon the advertising for the iPhone 16 line, and it's not even available at launch, is a little bit of something it's not good. It's not great. If you're going to put that much emphasis, not just when you're talking about it at the announcement, but also when you're advertising, it's a little bit of a problem. As I said, it's a good and bad thing. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what you can do with Apple Intelligence. I'm excited to use it. ChatGPT, the Genmoji, able to generate different kinds of emojis with it. I'm excited to see what you can do with it. But the problem is you gotta wait. So those are two things that are great about it, that I was excited about, two things that kind of a letdown. But let's talk about the thing that surprised me the most, and a little bit of how I perceived it at the announcement / waiting for the phone, and what it is now. And that is the camera button on the iPhone 16 Pro. Now the camera button is on all of the iPhone 16 models. It's right here on the side of the phone. You press it and it launches the camera. By default, it has the zoom on it, so you can zoom in and out. Lightly press it twice. You can go from zoom, scroll all the way over here to exposure. You can go depth, you can go zoom. Cameras, you can switch the cameras. There are styles, and there's also tone that you can control with it. But I've actually really enjoyed being able to use this when I've been filming different things. I filmed my daughter's band performance, her marching band performance with this. Being able to zoom in and out just by sliding my finger was pretty cool. One of the things, as far as when they announced it, I thought that it was just going to kind of be a touch sensor where you just barely touched it and it would activate. In order to activate it, you actually have to fully push the button, which is quite nice to be able to do that and have a camera readily available. Now I know from the lock screen you were able to press and hold the camera button and it gave you that, and you have the on screen. But where you can just hold the phone like this and you don't have to worry about finding where the camera button is, it's just up top, that's a pretty good thing to have, at least in my opinion. I've seen some people complain about the camera button and how they wish it was different, how they wish there were different other things that they could do with it. But it's admittedly a little gimmicky, still playing safe into the design that Apple is trying to keep with the candy bar design and adding one little thing to it. But in my opinion, it's something that has surprised me, and I've actually really thoroughly enjoyed using it. So that's just a brief micro review of what I felt about the iPhone 16 Pro, my experience with mine. I've actually really enjoyed it. Like I said, the only things is that Apple Intelligence isn't on it yet, and the design feels super safe. Had they stepped out of their comfort zone a little bit and Apple Intelligence launched when the phone launched, I think that would have been a great thing. I wouldn't have too many complaints about it. But overall, it's a good phone. It's a great phone, especially if you are a fan of Apple products, a fan of the iOS operating system. It really is one of those phones that if you have something older than like an iPhone 13, maybe an iPhone 12, and you're looking to upgrade, it's definitely worth the upgrade. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe. I have more videos coming, various different videos. So if you liked it, go ahead and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.